All right, pixlr.com. This is a free web application, which is basically the same idea as some Photoshop tools. I'm going to launch the web app. Once we launch the web app, I'm going to open an image from my computer. I'm going to go get two images that I have. I've got one that's called bowl, and I've got another one that's called salsa. So I just go here and I go file, I go open image again. I splend down until I find salsa, and I open them up. All right. So now I'm going to do two things here with these. First of all, understand whichever one I'm on will show up over here. So I'm on bowl, so I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to use the magic wand, click in the white, hit my delete button, which for you guys using your Chromebooks is backspace. And then I'm going to go to edit, deselect all, because now it'll let me choose something else. Otherwise, it would not have. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to the salsa. So notice when I click on it, it shows up into layers. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to grab my eraser tool. That's not a bad size. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the background. I want a little harder edge brush here. I'm going to go to 30 and a harder edge brush. Click on brush. So I'm going to just erase the background here. I'm going to erase everything except for the salsa. I'll try to be kind of fine here, but for the sake of time, I'm going to try to go a little quickly too. So again, I'm just going to try to erase the idea of the bowl as best as I can and just leave the salsa. I wiped out a little bit there, but I'm just going to live with it for right now. And again, I'll get rid of the rest of the background. Just going to kind of click a couple times in case I make a mistake. There's always an undo button, but if I click a couple times, I don't have to go back as far. So as you can see, I now have just salsa. I don't have salsa in a little crock pot anymore. So now the question is, can I get the salsa into this bowl? So let's take a look. Let's see what we do. So first of all, I'm just going to go to this image, which I'm already on. I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to hit free transform. And with free transform, it allows me to do things with it. For right now, I can, now you know what, I'll wait on free transform. Let me just click off that for a minute. Yes. For a moment, I'll go marquee tool, and I'm going to grab it. And once I get it, I'm going to go edit, copy, and then I'm going to bring it into this picture up here. I'm going to move it, click on this picture, hit edit, and I'm going to hit paste. So now it's in. So now I want to hit free transform. Notice I'm on this layer right now. So I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to hit free transform now. And now I'm going to kind of reshape it a little bit so it fits the bowl a little bit better. I may push this edge in a little bit. I may move it a little bit. If I need to rotate it a little bit, I may rotate it. That's not looking too bad. I can always erase a little bit if I want to. All right, we'll go with that. That's not looking too bad. I'll pull this aside over just a little bit more. Okay, good enough. So I click off of it. It says, is this what you want to do? I say yes. So I've got salsa in a bowl, and you go, that doesn't look very good. Let's see what we can do. We're going to go to this layer, and I'm going to go layer, and I'm going to say duplicate layer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this layer up on the very top. So now basically I've got a salsa sandwich. I've got salsa in the middle, and I've got a layer up top, which as you can see, I can take on and off by using the check marks, and I've got my layer on bottom. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is on this top layer, I'm going to go grab my eraser. And again, notice the top layer is highlighted. And with my eraser, I'm going to take my brush. Maybe I'll go down a little bit with my brush. And I'm going to say, okay. And I'm going to basically just turn the opacity down. I'm going to make it look like we're looking through the bowl here for a moment. So I'm going to turn the opacity down to maybe in the 50s somewhere. And then I'm going to zoom in on this dude a little bit. So I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to use my zoom tool. And now underneath the rim, I'm just going to start erasing. And as you can see, as I erase the upper layer, the salsa in the second layer will show through. Okay, so I'm going to erase the upper layer. I might grab this little bit bigger a brush here. And I'm going to continue to erase this bowl a little bit until I get just the salsa that I see underneath it. Now again, if I have an issue, I can click back and forth a little bit. That looks a little weird with that over there. I may have to do some cut and paste here in a minute. But I'm just going to keep erasing a little bit. And I'm going to move over. If I need to move the thing over, if I need to move these things, they're actually movable. Just grab them, haul them out of your way. And I'm going to erase again over here until I get just the salsa showing through. Now again, I've got basically the salsa showing through, and I might do something else with this here in a minute. But again, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my opacity, and I'm going to crank my opacity now all the way up to or all the way back up to 100. And I'm going to get rid of the size of my brush. It's huge, so I'm going to go back down to 15. And now I'm going to erase the stuff up here because this stuff actually should be showing fully, because now this is outside the bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up whatever was in there, and I'm going to erase the bowl. All right. And if I wanted to zoom in and take a little bit of this edge out, I could zoom in and take a little of this edge out if I wanted to. But here's your basic concept. I've just now put this salsa in the bowl. Now, we can do some other things with free transform. We can cut and copy and put in a little more salsa on the side so that it looks a little better. But the basic concept is, I mean, truly, if we go back to this guy right here, and we take a look at all three of these layers together here. And that's another thing I can do. If I'm on this layer here, I can go to layer and I can tell it to merge down. And then I can also go to layer and I can go merge down again. And what this has now done is it's made one picture. So now that I have this picture right here, I can go ahead and back to minimize it again. I can pull it down so we can see it. I can zoom back out. Oops. A little spot there I need to take off of. I can zoom back out again. Let me do this and let me use my zoom tool. Zoom back out again. And as you can see, basically we have put together salsa in a bowl that wasn't originally in that bowl. We can now take this and hit File and Save Image As, or in this particular case, just hit Save. We can name it something else, and make sure probably you want to choose PNG for this one, because now we've got this background which is checked, which is going to help us bring it into a Scratch program. And we've got salsa in a bowl. Okay, thanks.